Hello. Okay. Today I want to make a presentation about midlife crisis. But actually, this is a presentation for my homework in a speaking class. So I want to practice today from this video. And then I try to first memorize some passage there, because I can't make a presentation without bring a paper. So I try to give a presentation about the paper. The presentation should be only about 3 to 4 minutes. It's very short actually, but you know that it's very hard to present it because it's in English, right? So I need to practice, and this is how I practice through this video, because I only have a limited time, because after this I need to go to the class and give presentation, and I just doing this homework a few hours before that. So let's start. Before I give my presentation, I want to show you what I want to talking about. Okay, mainly I want to discuss about the midlife crisis. What is midlife crisis? It is a kind of crisis that the turbulence time between age of 20 into 30, that's when it's time that you are praised from the society, that you are no longer a child, and you have this process to become adult, and then you need to responsible for yourself, whether mentally and financially. And then also there are a pressure from society that you need to not only become independent, but to start a family, and then to have a job and a future career. This is very challenging for the young people, because it's kind of transition from a young to adulthood. And but the teenager cannot difference, because when we in our teens, we don't really have this kind of problem, because we then feel comfortable. We just studying without thinking about more about life. And but I want to this give that advice, that even though we're not in our teens time, we're not really teenage, but we can still grasp happiness in our daily life, without too much worry about the future and regret what we are doing in the past. Okay. The first is, I have three quotes here. Two from the novel. The novel is the Charlotte Web. You probably read, or even though you not read the novel, you probably watch the movie, which is very popular when you child, where you become child. Then also, yeah, it's very popular movie, the Charlotte Wave, and it mainly screens on the Christmas time. And then actually the novel is very short, because it's for children, and it is written by A.B. White, which is a kind of popular writer in American back then. And I have these two quotes from this author. The first is, after all, what's life anyway? We're born, we live a little while we die. The world is a wonderful place when you're young. This is what the Abby White says in his novel. Then I also want to quote from the Eleanor Roosevelt, which is American president, and he said that yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, and today is a gift. This is why it's called the present. Yeah, I hope that I make a good impression, even though it's not my words actually. Okay. Yeah, I also want to give a little bit insight about the paradox of choice. What the paradox of choice? The paradox of choice is that you feel confused, that when you have too many opportunities, too many choice ahead of you, that you like, when you try your major, like, that what is major I want to be, whether it's a chemistry or the social science, anthropology, probably history. And then you choice for the university you want to apply, that you feel that it's very stressful for you because if you make a mistake, a slightly mistake, it can make your life become worse. It's not the life you can't lead into the life that you want to be, and it's kind of very depressing, and it a journey become a star from this. And then because of there's numerous possibility and afraid make a mistake, and that major events can lead to and this major event can lead into stress and depression and anxiety and loneliness. And the data show that the research show that 4 from 5 millennials experience quarter life crisis. This is what I got from the Guardians. Okay, I read Guardians this afternoon, this morning. I read Guardian, the Guardian this morning, and it's very nice information that this very cautious information that I got from there. That it turns out that 4 from 5 people, mostly in the generation of millennials, experience this is called a quarter life crisis, which is very worrying because at that young age they already have this feeling anxiety, depression, and feel doubt about the future, and that's really not okay because we know that we need to have a positive impact into the future. Okay, I can clear that I don't present it well because you know that is very kind of hard topic to discuss about a young age. So I don't have this mapping what is mapping brains, not the idea mapping, probably, yeah, probably idea mapping. I don't have any yet because I don't have clear idea what I want to present in this presentation in front of the class tomorrow. But at least I have a topic that what I want to talking about, which is a great good step, because if I have the topic, at least that I know what I want to talking. It is about the about middle life crisis, and about the I want to start this conversation with the world is a wonderful place when you are young. If you write the Abby White story, the Charlotte Wave, or if you not write the story, you probably watch the movie, which is a screens around Christmas time, which is very popular, and we kind of watch it in the television every year. This is a story about the pig who live in the barn, and then he lived in the barn, met his friends like a goose, and then there are also horse, and mostly the spiders who make a web. This is why the story called the Charlotte Web. What the interesting of the story is the quote that I said before, that life is wonderful when you are young. Have you remember about when you are young, when you're still in high school or in junior, that you feelings that you don't have feeling or worry about the future. You rarely about the future because you enjoy the time that you have with your friends, with your teachers, with your family, and you know your activity doing, and you don't need a concern about what happens in the future, and you also don't have any regrets about what happened in the past. It's kind of very nice day, even it's, but after you attend a college, suddenly your life become different. It seems like that you are out for the one world into the another world, and then you worry about yourself that you don't have the passion about something you want to do, and you feel that you make a mistake when you choose the college you want to attain, and probably that you are worrying that you will become lonely forever in the future because your friends already have this fiance, and then already married and have a kids, and that all the problem that immerse into your thoughts, and that you lead into depression. You feel into the self-doubt, then you self-doubt, and then feel of anxiety, feel of let out, and all of this negative feeling revolve around you, and just you want to feel dying, but not as bad as that, of course. Okay, it's too gloomy to call it, and yeah, but you get my point that you don't feel happy as you are before. This is called a midlife crisis, and the research found that four from five millennials experience this kind of crisis, and it's become huge than the older generation before us. It's very concerning that at that moment, with all the turbulence of technology and all, this feeling of isolated, depression, and uncertainty of the future really make us feel that. Okay, I'm logging because I don't know what I want to talking about, and yeah, yes, you got my point. What I want to say, it is all I want to say, but not perfect yet. But at least I have an idea. So it seems like that I will start from this quote. The world is a wonderful place when you are young. The quote from the Abby White from the movie of the Charlotte Wolf, and also from the novel. I read the novel, so I love this book. Then this is the story is right, really wonderful. And yes, I also want to quote that from Eleanor Roosevelt. It is scientist and also not only a scientist but an American president. He said that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. This is why we call it the present. Yes. Okay. And then also the product of choice. I guess I give this paradox of choice when we not feel happy anymore. So the first time that I think I want to present that in the past time we feel very happy, and then yeah, we just feel that's very nice live, and about we thinking worry about the future of job and what kind of future we want to grasp, because inequality and something like that. But I don't want to touch this in social inequality and economically, because it's kind of different topic to talking about, even though it's still related for most of people, mostly for people like me considered as a working class. But I don't sure that I will make a good conversation, make a good speech if I bring up this topic in the public. But yeah, this is the praise prerequisites from the conversation that I need to have this legal point of view, which is I don't have yet in this conversation, which is I don't know what kind of legal point of view into the teenagers time or something like that, which is kind of concerning because I have no clear idea about it. I think I still need to learn. Yeah. And this is the interesting that I need to legal perspective. Yeah, legal perspective, I don't really know what the legal perspective mean exactly in English or in Indonesian, but it is crossed in my mind that legal perspective is something that's related to the law, legal law. That's how the constitute look into this teenager problem, this middle life crisis. I don't really know. I don't really have clear idea about this, because I guess in Indonesia itself we mental health not something that prioritized by our governments, because we have many problems. So the mental health is we don't look at it as a big problem, even though it really is. But when it comes to the law, we don't see it as a big problem. We just kind of like to ignore it, like something an elephant in the room. We don't want to talking about the mental health so openly, not as openly as a people in the West, I guess. And so this is the reason it's kind of very challenging for me to find a legal perspective in this page. Personal experience is easy. That when I attend to college, I need to decide what the college I want to hold in the future, and then decide, they fill the blanket in my brain to compare myself with my friends with through the social media, and then seems like they lead into the happy life, and for me it's life out, and this leads into the horrible, mysterious, and then something unhappiness that I just want to feel dying after all. And then I have this the last quote actually. I think it's a very great quote when I come to we don't need to worry about the future. The quote is also from the Abby White who said, after all, what's life anyway? We born, we live a little while, we die. So if you, before you die, make sure that you lead to happiness start from today. And this is what I want to say. Oh yeah, I think is the Abby White quote is better to present in the last sentence of the speech. And before the Abby White that after all what's life anyway, I think that I want to talking about this yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, and today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. But I'm not sure about gesture to talking today because I'm not very good at it to present it in front of the people. But still, I want to make sure that I make a good at this. At least I'm not as bad as before. If I that in the front of future the people, I cannot worry that I make a mistake, but I guess because I'm still learn, so it's okay to make a mistake. I shouldn't be a perfect yet, because if there's not a point, right, to learn if you're already perfect at anything. This is why you need to learn, because there's something you need to improve, especially pronunciation, because I'm very stuck on it because I don't listen English very much. So this is why that I don't understand vocabularies when I heard from the podcast or from the radio or the speaker. It's very hard for me to understand words because I don't really know how to write it in English because it's very hard. Yes, and then there are also many things I need to improve when learn English. Yeah, actually it's almost the time I need to present it, but I was tutor today. He told us from the WhatsApp group that he kind of late, so we need to prepare better about our presentation because I guess because his class kind of far away from the place he live. This is he kind of late today, and yeah, I can understand it because we start on 2:30, and then there are many problems. So because we also tired too because it's already afternoon and we learn from the 7 morning without stop in until almost 12 today. Three class and like 4.5 hours, and then there's also another class in the afternoon, and sometimes I just feel burnt out because not only about the class, but we have this many homework to do to complete. But it's very great opportunity because I want to make sure that I have this physical strength and mentally to complete the task because I want to keep myself busy. So it's very helping me. Even though I'm not in good condition still today, but I think I can survive this challenge, and then I become great in the future. Even though in not in the near future, but at least I make improvement mindset day after day, learn more about the language itself. Yeah, and yeah, because I'm busy, and that is why I don't read much book. Yeah, and also stop writing too. Yeah, it's better for me because I want to focus on my English, so I stop writing. Usually, I make a plan to what I want to write every day, right? But not today, and yeah, because as I said before, I want to focus on my English because I really want to serious about this program. Okay, I don't see anything that I want to talking against, but still I need to improve this speech. Yeah, because if I don't improve, I think I don't ready to make a speech yet in front of the class. So before I attend the class this afternoon, I still want to learn about that how I want to present it, the idea that I want to share with the people in front of the class. Okay, I think 20 minutes talking in English quite challenging every day, but if I doing it regularly, it's kind of easy because now I time that feel very nice to talking really, even though that I really want to improve about my pronunciation, my accents, even though I don't really care about the accent, but still I want to learn accent because it sounds better when talking in English, and very interesting to hear, not as annoying as I today. And I think it needs more time to improve conversation and more accents. But before it, I guess it's more important, more crucial for me to improve my pronunciation, because my pronunciation literally bad, precisely bad, and I don't do it very well. And also, the most important thing when speaking or writing, or another thing when we come to learn the language, is to improve vocabularies, to enrich the vocabularies so that I can understand easily when read or listening from the English native. And then that's all I want to share for you today. It's more than 20 minutes already, and very nice to talking in front of you if you hear it. And if the future of me, I want to you look into yourself today and how you're talking. And I hope that when you look into it like 5 years later, your speaking become very well, far better than today. That's all I want to share to you, and thank you very much.